This show is proudly sponsored by Kabalega Resorts. And Kabalega Resorts is saying that if you need any hotel restaurant services, the swimming pool, currently in Hoima there is the sauna, the gym, the steam bath. So if you are a person of wellness and fitness, you can be in position to reach out to Kabalega Resorts in Masindi and Hoima. We're also sponsored by Beckham Enterprises Limited. Beckham Enterprises Limited is telling you they are the biggest suppliers of hardware and construction materials in the region. You can reach out to them in Masindi, Kiriandongo, and Boyale. Reach out to Beckham Enterprises Limited on Main Street. That is for Beckham, the main station. Then Baifa Super Hardware in Tanga Street. And then Beckham Enterprises Boyale. That is in Boyale next to Airtel or opposite Equity Bank. That is Beckham Enterprises Limited. And then we are also powered by Medina Education Center. Medina Education Center, you can reach out to them. Currently, there is registration and admissions going on for the 3-in-1. Those that are looking up to academia, you can reach out to Medina Education Center. But then for those that want to go for the Tawfiz, those that are looking at the Quran memorizations, the Muslims, you understand that better. So take your child to become a Sheikh, to become a Haji, and to become all those sorts of things that you would want to see in a Muslim woman or in a Muslim man. But then also, Flobeto Nursery and Primary School, Hoima, is currently taking in children, and the last admission date will be happening this particular month. That is on the 14th. So for those that are looking at having their children at Flobeto Nursery and Primary School, Hoima, the last admission date is on 14th January 2025. All right. Mr. Amanyire Rogers, I don't know, I think I'll feel more comfortable when I attach the honorable bit. Yeah, because I think most of the times that is how we have addressed this issue. Now, when we went for the break, we're speaking about the farming journey. Okay? People will know you as a farmer, a reputable farmer, a renowned farmer, but also a politician. Let us start with the farming bit. While we are speaking of farming, are you a consultant in the farming bit? Are you just a farmer? Are you dealing with crop? Are you dealing with animal? The last time I had it was animal husbandry. I don't know what husbandry means or what it refers to, but let us pick it from there.
Okay, one, I'm both. One, I'm a consultant. In a way, I teach. On the farm, I had to build a hall and equip it for the purpose of teaching those that come to visit the farm. Okay. No cost. So I normally organize people. I normally announce and organize people through a word of mouth to come to the farm to learn the modern ways of teaching, of keeping animals and a few crops, especially those that earn you good money, like onions. Then I'm into goats, I'm into chicken, I'm into pigs and rabbits, and cattle now. Okay. I'm starting on the cattle journey also, so that on the farm, when you visit, at least whoever visits has something, he or she will go out knowing that he or she learned it from the very farm. Okay. In Masindi, literally that's my investment in Masindi. I earn little money from it, but most of the part of it, the reasons why I put in a lot of money and such a farm, and the reason why I even advertise it. We have here, unfortunately, we have these gigs here where someone say, okay, the things I want, those are the cycles I want to break within the people that if you have advertised, not even to show off, because it's not worth the impact. Is not worth the other side. Not to fear that Vajakuroga will bewitch you because somebody has seen, okay, he has one cow. No, I want to break that cycle, and that's why at the farm, it is free entry, free exit. You come, you learn, and go. But normally I organize these days, I normally like using weekends because it's when I'm available also to teach. Like I told you, my passion is to inspire others. And you can't inspire when you're not showing them what you really do.
Yeah, that is right.
Then the other hand of it, in terms of how little one can begin. As I was beginning for chicken, I keep telling people I have a record and videos. I started with 15 so birds. Now I'm into 1,500 something.
Now let us take the farming bit process by process. Let's begin by identifying what exactly you're dealing with. You did mention that you are into goats, chicken,
onions, rabbits, now cows.
Cows and the piggery farming.
Yeah.
And now from the chicken, most of the times people who say katandika kemu, we have had a lot of those narratives. Most of the tycoons will tell you I started with one hen, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Let us know it from you. Is it very possible that ojakutandika nenkoku emo?
Yes, it is very possible. I started with 15 sasso birds. Kani nazo was 10,000. In as you come home, I normally in my mother's garage. The garage. Now, the 15 did not multiply to create what I have, but the math of the 15, because I'm an economist. Everything with me starts and ends with math. Even I make my wife laugh. Even love making, just math. I can't have 2 hours or 1 hour on there is math in it. I have myself to have time for everything. That's my. So I used 15 as a benchmark because my target was, how do I make sure that the number of chicken I have at 4 months can be in position to feed themselves.
Okay.
Then after feeding themselves, I can have my profit as I regroup. I see. So I used the sample of 15. Stayed with the 15, saw how they are laying, feeding. I calculated every gram they would eat. I have it on record. Okay. So it is from that sample that when I expired, it's the same formula I'm using. I don't have, I'm hands-on. I've not learned how to feed chicken from any other source. I've done it myself, depending on my pocket. So whatever formula I use to date is the same formula I used on the 15.
Okay.
That's how the 15 encouraged me to go to this.
So in other words, the other one was more of a case study.
Yeah.
To see how exactly you're going to get into this.
The math part of the business.
Okay. Then getting to the goats and the piggery and all that.
For piggery is self-explanatory. That one you just buy, then start producing. I started with 2. Now I'm in 74.
Okay.
74. Over the time I've sold it twice. That is in 2 years. At least for some good if you're selling 10, 20.
All right. Now we're going to see that particular video because we would like the people to is what we're speaking of here. Now, most of the people would like to engage in farming, but they always have these kinds of fears. But we have a full show that is called The Farmer's Voice. It airs every Monday, that is from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Well, what is that particular thing, as we leave that bit of farming, that you would encourage any other person that wants to engage in farming to do, both crop and animal?
The best lesson I've learned is that the mathematics of it is always right. If indeed the mathematics, your profit and loss doesn't make up, then you are in your investment is really geared in a wrong direction. So that is one, the mass of the whole business doesn't lie. Then two, it is very, very possible to earn good money out of it when you put in passion, you put in time, and you are a little bit accountable, record keeping. So you realize, okay, yeah, this is a project. So knowing that, like I've told you, my discipline, knowing like this is a project, it has these two aims. One, to generate me money. Two, to inspire others. So you make sure it works. And indeed, it is doing wonders. For the other part of the goats, goats are a long-time project. You don't earn from them within a year or two. You don't. Goats. Now I've gotten two breeds that have really shocked me. That at least in a space of 16 months, they give birth. The others is 1 year, one calf, 1 or 2 or 3, and so on. So you keep pruning you keep pruning the right ones from the others, so that because it's a gradual process. By the time you're having a smooth flow of a goat that is producing at least twice in 16 months, then you've set your farm. But the better part of it is the grass is available. Like now at my farm in Kayanja, for the grass I planted some, but I also cut on road. In Saha, now it's a two-way. In Saha, the sides of the road.
Yes.
I then carry the grass for my goat. Now I make sure I bought machines. I make sure Kusa is continuous. If you go to Kayanja, our road, you see we don't have road gangs. You know, the municipality closed the road gangs, those that used to slash our roads. But because of the goats, I slashed that. Now even the neighbors know. Obunyansi wa honorable ajja kujja abwo. Afutwalire mbuzi, but again aleke eli clean. Then those neighbors that slash their compounds, they know tuterere honorable ajja tabaale binyansi. So I clean the compound and take so it is a relationship that is inspiring the community. At the same time, my goats are feeding.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. AMANYIRE Rogers. It's a very good, insight right there. More especially when it's a win-win situation. You know, you don't want to do something and you are not benefiting from it. Honestly, sure. I know it starts with math and ends with math.
Everything has to have math in it.
All right. And now let's dive a little bit away from farming. Let's go a little bit to the politics bit of it. You are a renowned person that has been participating in politics. When does the political journey begin?
Honestly, it was 2018. Prior to that, I wasn't that active and I wasn't that interested in politics per se. We grew up as an immunized generation of His Excellency Museveni, all his wealth. Now, 2018, the president came to Masindi and the leadership of Masindi decided to take him that side, towards Pakany there. That time we had issues with the hospital. The minister, I think, in charge of the Chris Variomons was, I think, related to health, had come to the hospital, documented. So we expected we will host the president in Boma ground, then we have a chance to make noise for the hospital, Masindi Hospital, in that dilapidated state then, 2018. But because of the noise we literally made before that, the program of hosting the president at the Boma changed, and they took him that side. They took it. So I realized, okay, if we can make noise on social media over, we posted the hospital in this state and all that. Even the minister had to come, and most of us were just young boys doing our thing to expose the government.
So should we say that was a spirit of activism?
Yes.
You are an activist.
So I realized, okay, this is doable. If the few of us with this social media can make sure that we change the venue of the president to another, because the leadership. So I saw, okay, now why don't I participate to make sure that this voice I'm airing out, at least it is said by me in a way. So I started politics in that way. No wonder my first journey was in opposition. Because I wanted to make a stand and to have my voice heard.
To also again, draw checks and balances.
Again, as you know, everything comes with its own advantage and disadvantage. And those of us who are a little bit aware and cautious of the impact we want to make, you kind of reach a point where you realize, okay, this is friction. Why? Because they will tag you opposition. You talk about something, they're like, okay, it's the usual thing. He has to say that. So I realized, okay, this
even when it is a bad thing, they feel like you're just criticizing.
Yes, this pass is not going to earn Masindi or the community I want the voice I would have wanted. Me, I'm not this kind of frictional person. I want something tangible on the ground. I don't care about these party colors and so on. But I look at the impact of what I'm saying, and if I'm saying it in this manner, it will generate this much. So that's how I transited slowly into now the ruling party in RM.
Okay.
Now, whatever I can say, I know colleagues out balance that, okay, tikikire. Now, this small sacrifice, I want to call it sacrifice in a good way, that because some of us now have become at least a reference point, whether on media, whether on radio, whether on at barrio, whatever you say, somebody will say, okay, no, why? Because that voice is what you're carrying.
Okay.
Me, I look at that.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it gets to, more especially when it gets to the issues of checks and balances. But if you are for, honestly, I think for me it will be a good catch. Yeah. All right. We're going for a very short commercial break, and on a return, we're going to dive into the ups and downs, the challenges that you've been able to go and how you got out of them. Yeah, and the likes. We'll return shortly. right, welcome back from that short commercial break. My name is Elijah Kelvin Marungi, and this is The Untold Story. This is The Untold Story, and today we have the Honorable now. Is at that point the story of aspiration, then definitely we know we are getting mukintu. The Wanyoro say ekintu tukozereki tukirumu. So he's called AMANYIRE ROGERS. Of course, we've been able to see his background and the things that he has done. By now we know the description very well. A father, a family man, a farmer, an economist, a politician, a mathematician. That one I'll add it.
Yeah,
yes, a mathematician. Gendru Kyokoraki, Blikin Kyokubara. So, of course, Mr. AMANYIRE, for everyone that is living life, yeah, of course, at some point they face challenges, but also they face they always find ways of how getting out of it. So as you've had this journey, as you've been part of this thing called life, what are some of these things you would notably say, honestly, this hit me down, but I managed to get out of it in this way?
One, like I've told you, I was raised by a single mom.
Okay.
There came a time I started asking myself, because of employment had taken me away from the district. So Kampala, I've worked in Kotido, Kampala, Abim, Mbarara. So there came a time that I started realizing, okay, how do I have this early retirement from being employed? By the way, viewers and listeners, I'm a strong advocate of self-employment.
If we are all employed.
Strong advocate. Why? Because of that building block it gives a foundation to that family, to your family. I'm that advocate of, let me do something, toil for it to be successful, then maybe I'll pass it on to the next generation. Maybe I'll be an inspiration to the other. Then on the other hand, on that point, me, I'm an economist. In a way, in all the books I read, up to a master's level, I did not find any rich man who is employed. I did not. And even if you look at all what is taught in school, the last lesson, if you're studying economics, the last lesson in economics is how you can invest. How investment can propel you from poverty, it propels your status and yourself to riches, that financial freedom. You cannot get financial freedom when you are still employed by the other. You are only equipping the other to get financial freedom. Now, if you are a master's holder and all you read and what you read, you don't practice it. So at 35, I left self-employment. I left Kasia and came back in Masindi. I've started a couple of businesses here and there, challenges. I started a money lending business, Simka Kitara. With all that challenge, you couldn't mix loaning out with politics and all that. It didn't come out as I wanted it to be. But eventually, I found my foot with agriculture and the investment I have. So in that process, I realized, okay, I can sell out my services as a consultant because I'm good at what I do.
Okay.
For those that I do. Then use the money as a consultant to do others. Then I started another consultant firm and another company. I have two others. They're doing well in Kampala. Now, from that proceed, also employed others. And I keep telling them, I wouldn't want to see you here 10
Forever.
years, 30 years that we are celebrating 10 years of you being at Alpha Mirrors. Really, I would have done a disservice to you. So I keep telling them, I want you to work 2 years, 3 years, leave me, go elsewhere. Let me also inspire the young one. And I call them, I normally bring them to see what I do in Masindi. So it has given me time, one, and has helped me kind of do the kind of politics I want. The politics where indeed you are impacting, whether you're a leader or you're not a leader, you have that impact on the ground.
With the hope
Yes.
that you'll be in the driving seat.
That's why, to sum up what can describe me literally in maybe a few 3 words and so on, I think that word, beacon of hope, is all that can describe me. Because for every bit, the kids I have home, I have quite of kids I pay fees for, but they know where the fees comes from. I have them say, Morgan, you are going to okusomera green basasura emitwaro 17 egempu negyo fees z'omwaka. Don't let them die. Those village boys I pay for fees, you allocate punu with it staggered. That one is your fees second term, because at Green Valley they pay 170. When you sell it, it is 450. Tameho is 3. Which 3, even if you have 3 times 4, like I have other 5 I take care of, 3 times 5 in a year, and you tell them, this is yours. The balance is your money. They won't add much of the feeds you're giving, because if you look at the months, I'm a mass person, like I told you. 5 pigs, the normal feeding, or the standard way of feeding 5 pigs. If you add an extra 3 pigs on the same feeds, they all look healthy. As long as you put a lot of water. Am I smiling? So they get used. Again, I leave them to loiter around and eat grass also, because I did a paddock for the pigs also. They go and eat grass. Sometimes you find your feed cost remains the same, but the number of pigs are extra. Now, these extra pigs, you pick few kids here and there, come and learn, and then get fees also. Umanyire tambwe hika, I sell this, and in the way some of us also, like I told you, my was a very pivotal man towards my upbringing. So you do a simple thing, and so I found myself financially, the farm can sustain me, can sustain the other charity part of my calling, then also can sustain the other part of me inspiring and educating others. At the same time, it keeps me also alive in Masindi. If you don't have what to do, sometimes you have a lot of things that will come and stress you.
All right. Our time is really fast spent, and we're supposed to be getting into another show. But before we get to that, how do you handle setbacks and criticism? Because while you're doing all these things, definitely there is a lot of that. But how do you handle that?
One thing, me, I'm a very good listener. And I like to learn a lot. Now, for criticism, remember, somebody who is criticizing you genuinely has another lens to which he's viewing you.
Yeah, true.
So if you kind of listen to that, by listening is not only kuteka yokutu, you listen and pick and adopt. So you realize sometimes these criticisms are helping to build you up. Kind of build you. So one will say, okay, I'll give you another example, one simple example. I had two pigs on the farm with one structure. Then I posted, I started this small farm. If you look at that comment on the farm, on my page, 2 years ago, somebody, I think kind of hunububiri nabo kubuteka social media. Now, I waited to reply. I didn't reply. Indeed, I was a little bit disturbed. I was like, So I waited to reply. In 2 years, if you look at the reply, I put all now the pictures of the 67 pigs I have on farm on that reply. I replied to the gentleman, after 2 years of these 2 pigs, this is what now the farm has grown to. He replied back. It's called Patrick. Now, this he was in Dubai. This on 27th of December, he came back. He's from Kiriandongo. He drove up to my farm. He's one of those that visited me and said, "Ninyo Patrick ayakozereke." Now, since I replied him, then it has also been haunting. It's like, you want to come and learn and do the same thing. Pick the positive out of it. You don't find any worry with it.
All right.
And it is normal.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. AMANYIRE Rogers. Criticism is real there, but we need to handle it with care, learning a thing or two from it. All right. Now, as we leave, what is that particular thing that you would like to leave for the viewer in 30 seconds?
The viewers, this year I'll be asking for a mayor flag on NRM ticket.
Okay.
Preparation are in high gear. I'm looking forward to Kusisimura Masindi municipality to have a lot of what we feel cannot be done here be done the right way. And maybe there will come a time where people will say, okay, our generation, I'm 42 years, our generation through so and so, naine kiekozero harubuga rwetu Masindi.
Okay. Thank you so much, Honorable AMANYIRE Rogers Abwoli Mayor. Those are the Facebook names. Yes. Yes, the Facebook names. Actually, when you talk about criticism, yesterday when we did the other poster, Zama says, but it's Honorable or Mr. I think at this point they are in position to know that. Our viewers, thank you so much for watching Elcam TV. Up next, we're going for Islamic Connect. We're going to do quite a lot of Islam, and we hope you're in position to tune in for that particular show. For me, let's meet again next Thursday, same time, with another guest. But otherwise, good afternoon. Good morning, sorry.